Hi, welcome to another 4 Minutes of Film with me, Rhianna. 3 films to review this week: A Million Ways to Die in the West, Maleficent and Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. Let's start with A Million Ways to Die in the West. Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy, plays a Wild West farmer, a sheep farmer, who gets dumped by his girlfriend, but it's okay because Charlize Theron is in town and she's interested. The trouble is he has to muster up the courage to deal with her husband, Liam Neeson.
Wow, you look amazing. And maybe a little uncomfortable.
I look like Jane Austen threw up all over me.
You do not look like Jane Austen. No, you look absolutely beautiful. You can breathe in that thing, right?
This is the first time that we've seen Seth MacFarlane actually act. You know, he's done Ted, he's done Family Guy, but this time we see him. And he's not a bad actor, but because it's his debut film and he directed it, he wrote it, he produced it, and he's the main star, you think perhaps he overdid it a bit and he should have concentrated more on the jokes, because although the idea, A Million Ways to Die in the West, is a really good one, and they fill the first 45 minutes with that, it just peters out after a while and goes to a straight love story, which doesn't get any laughs at all. I did love the odd cameo, but I was so disappointed. I had such high hopes for this. I think he needs to stick to doing maybe like a Family Guy version of this. It would have worked so much better, seeing Lois and Peter. So only 2 stars for A Million Ways to Die in the West. Next up, it's Maleficent. This is a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, but instead it focuses on Maleficent, who put the curse on Sleeping Beauty in the first place, and this is the prick that started all the trouble.
Faster, Diavol, faster!
This is a weird one for me because I do have quite a few issues with the film. The weak backstory, for one. You never really find out what happens to Sleeping Beauty's mother, although she's in it quite briefly. And also the fairies that are supposed to be looking after Sleeping Beauty through the entire thing go missing for a huge chunk of it. Angelina Jolie, however, is so compelling and so brilliant. She has these prosthetic cheekbones and she looks fantastic. I just couldn't take my eyes off her. And I was just reminded about how much I love Angelina Jolie. And there's a great touch with her Raven being like her conscience, played by the brilliant Sam Riley. Elle Fanning, playing Sleeping Beauty, just had this kind of inane grin on her face for the entire thing, and she lacked any sort of gumption. But what I did really like was that the prince had barely any part in it. Yes, for once in a fairy tale, the prince was pretty much nowhere to be seen. So 3 stars for Maleficent. And finally, it's Edge of Tomorrow. There's a war on against an unknown alien race, and Tom Cruise is sort of tricked into fighting them, and he dies on a beach after ingesting some of their blood, which is gross. And then he wakes up again 24 hours earlier, and then he relives the same day, and then he dies again, and then he wakes up 24 hours earlier, and so on, until he meets Rita, who tells him why it's happening, what he can do about it, and how it can help them to win the war.
Come on! The ship is going to explode! What are you doing?
Find me when you wake up.
What?
Come find me when you wake up.
Go! On your feet, maggots!
So my first thoughts about Edge of Tomorrow was the fact that it regurgitates a lot of other action and sci-fi elements that we've seen in plenty of other films. So for example, the aliens themselves are like a weird blend of the ones from The Matrix and Attack the Block, and the reliving the same hours again and again is straight out of source code. Tom Cruise is such a solid action hero though, that he pulls it all together, and it really worked for me. It didn't matter that I'd seen it all before because they made it work for them in a completely different way. Plus, I don't think I'm going to get a better actress than Emily Blunt right now. The repetitive concept of the film can be a bit tedious for the characters, but also a bit boring for the audience as well. But I did really like that there was a really strong British support cast in there as well. So 4 stars for Edge of Tomorrow. Next week, I'll be reviewing 22 Jump Street, so click here to subscribe.